Hello everyone, hooray, yay me. I finally hit Grandmaster playing Yone, and I went on quite the win streak to achieve it, though I do have to admit that I did get carried for 2 of them. However, there were some very insane games, including this pentakill that just flipped the game where I accidentally ended the recording, so you'll just have to see it in the replay. But I also had an epic rank up game where we were losing pretty hard, but ultimately clutched up. So, since I hit a pretty big milestone in my league journey, today I'll go over 2 games for my win streak as a special video. The first game really showcases how you're able to just completely take over the map by utilizing your lead to snowball and help your teammate get ahead even when not everyone on your team is doing well. The second game will be my rank up game because that was pretty sick, and it also shows how we can create leads. Thanks for watching, make sure to like and subscribe. Love you all. Now let's get into the games. Game 1, we are up against Udyr. For the most part, it's a pretty easy to play matchup, and I like to have exhaust in case they are the Q start ones, but majority are AP. As long as you don't get poked out by his R too much, you should win every trade. We go for Q poke and drag away as soon as he uses R. I end up missing Q3, so he chooses to all-in me, and we give exhaust when he uses his empowered R. Level 1 Yone is really strong if you land all your Qs, so we follow up with a Q flash to guarantee that it hits, securing first blood. The wave is now pushing back to us, and Udyr tries to fight again with level 3, but we aren't scared with 2 daggers, and use E after fully stacking lethal tempo to maximize the damage. It seemed a little close, and that's mainly because of minions hitting me. This time we freeze the wave and run him down when he tries to break it. Elise is also waiting for him, so she gets a kill from this. I don't immediately base since we only have gold for boots or a longsword, and I want a pickaxe, so I pretend to back off and try to get him to shove the wave and surprise him with ult. However, he chooses to slow push the wave, which was odd to me, but something I noted down for later on. I should have ulted here, but I expected my damage to be enough, with the exhaust slow keeping me on him. However, it wasn't quite enough, allowing him to escape, but I take the coming wave before basing, securing my gold for pickaxe and longsword. Keeping refills is good, but when I'm winning hard, I generally sell it for more damage. Udyr now tries to freeze, so we break the wave and chip away at his HP bar as he goes to CS. Udyr chooses to base, so I quickly shove the wave before heading to Grubs. So why is Grubs an available option here? Well, we just had a skirmish bot lane where Rumble died and Jarvan's ganking. You might ask me, why aren't we worried about Udyr shoving? Well, from earlier, even when I gave him the signal that I shoved and based, he still chose to slow push the wave, meaning he would likely do it again, and as you can see, he doesn't shove at all. Only when I took all grubs, he expected me to base, but I come to collect the wave instead. Now, I have the gold for Bork, but I don't want to miss out on the wave, so I shove first. However, I do know that Jarvan is in the area, or in his top side, so my pings are mainly for Elise to cover me in case Jarvan comes to gank. While Jarvan doesn't gank, Udyr does take the bait, and we hold Q3 to follow up on his flash, killing him once again. Chipping away at his HP bar while he goes to CS again, we manage to get him low enough for a Twisted Fate ult dive, securing first turret. Jarvan's not at his camps because we spot him on Drake, so we use this time to invade his jungle. We then see that Twisted Fate is struggling to lane against Rumble, so we switch and have him deal with the Ultra behind Udyr. We also communicate to our team that J4 will just look for bot ganks because he has no camps top. Once J4's camps cycle back, which we know from the minimap, we take his Raptors again before he shows up and go with team to invade him on red buff, and this kill on Jarvan helps us get Herald. I hover bot since that's where Jarvan will be again. However, they don't take the bait and instead play mid, so we decide to take bot lane and siege with Herald. Thresh thinks he can kill me for whatever reason and just ends up dying. After basing, we then TP top lane to help out Twisted Fate, who had to run from a dive. Although it is a bit overkill, Jinx is the only carry they have, and without her they stand no chance, so we flash and kill the Jinx. We continue pushing top and go in 1v2 again, baiting the Udyr. We get more plates until Jinx showed up. Then I see on the map that Rumble and TF are in the middle of the lane, so instead of split pushing for CS, I go camp Rumble since we know that Rumble seems to be stronger. After getting Rumble, TF goes back to defend and we take the undefended bot turret. Since we aren't able to rotate in time, we simply take another plate, but since we do see Jinx had died, we transition mid to siege further along with another pickup on Rumble as I was denying scuttle from the enemy. I personally believe that as long as you are always doing something on the map, then you are extending your lead further and further. No one can stop me from invading and farming, so why not just take everything? With no vision, the enemy gave up Drake and I rotated to help my team. Although I missed all, I did my job of making sure that Jinx can never be of any use, and without her, the enemy has no way of winning. Three dead on the enemy team leaves mid tier 2 defended and a free Baron angle. We pushed stats 5 with Baron but had a bad team fight when TF was hooked. I chose to ult there because I had a 700 gold bounty on my head and I was not risking anything for the enemy to flip the game. Being hooked by Thresh meant that I was going to be CC'd to death, and with that plan failing, I go top to split push and take camps whenever I can. The game ends with one last team fight where we once again surprise Jinx off vision and we win the game without needing any fancy mechanics, as if we were a second jungler. Now, for game 2. It wasn't so smooth. In higher elos, the Ornn matchup isn't exactly hard, but it's not free either. If Ornn wants, he will never die. This isn't a super matchup explanation heavy game either, but I'll still break things down. Fighting most tanks, you want to slow push the wave and have it rebound so you can take extended trades and run people down. I usually base here, but since Ornn was freezing and I missed a few minions, gold wasn't quite enough, and plus it's Ornn, so he has a walking shop, meaning that I won't even have a item advantage and I would just be losing out on XP unless I blew my TP. Though we do chip him down quite a bit, it's not exactly useful since he has TP and no dive angle, so I just base for 3 daggers, and we TP to lane at the same time. Ornn forcing the freeze over and over again does get his HP low, and also some free turret plates for us. I base again after getting pickaxe gold. Usually hard shoving the wave on Yone won't result in any XP loss unless it's super early game. This time, the lane was a bit more even, but I should have known Graves was coming since Ornn randomly approached me, although we did end up trading. Luckily, Shyvana delayed Ornn's back so I could take another plate. Then a 3v3 breaks out for Grubs, and since they were the one tanking Grubs, Ornn died, allowing me to walk up and steal a Grub before killing Graves and Udyr. This is huge because it gave me just enough gold for Bork, and nothing can stop this wave from being frozen under my turret anymore. As soon as Ornn gave me the range to gap close with Q3, we ran him down, and I take a bunch of plates, and Ornn comes back to freeze the wave again. But with Bork in hand, we easily poke him down, and at this HP we can dive him since we are no longer weak. We get his W and then ult wherever he dashes to, getting us first turret, and Graves topside while he was doing Drake. I had a feeling Ornn was going to rotate for mid, so I wait for him in the bush getting his flash. After defending mid, I didn't realize I was on vision and the enemy bot lane followed me top. I get shut down by the Aphelios, but at least team was pushing mid during this time. Since it was highly unlikely that they were going to win any teamfights, I split push instead of joining my team. Although I could have TP'd, getting turrets was the safer play since I wasn't sure how it would go. Knowing that Graves wants to farm after clearing wave though, we wait for him at Gromp and get a kill. Then I TP to assist, but I should have based instead. But at the very least, we were able to get Aphelios' flash. The next Drake is near, so everyone groups bot for vision. Shyvana and I camp out the Udyr, but their entire team shows up on us. Seeing this, Victor and Senna chooses to push mid, but Nyla comes to assist me. A huge wombo combo gets all of them and I kill Graves with my shield ball advantage. With that, I take Drake, and another team fight breaks out where we kill Ophelios to set up for an end. However, there was no wave, so we had to give up the thought. Finally, Senna was caught allowing the enemy to start Baron, but a huge Nyla ult sets me up as well and we wombo combo them yet again. With that, I TP and we end the game. Maybe I really have improved. But I'm happy because the higher my rank is, the more confident I am that the things I'm teaching you guys are correct and useful. Thanks for watching, y'all. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye bye.